I'm Eric Butz.
And I'm Jim Butz.
We're SuicideFantasyFootball.com from the War Room, talking about the last position we didn't cover of the big three, wide receivers. Wide receivers that are still available in free agency in 2011. Jim, there's some names that if we could take a time machine back 3 or 4 years and Plaxico Barris and Randy Moss were available as free agents, there'd be some teams that were doing cartwheels.
Huge.
Yet they're still out there. Other wide receivers have been signed, and big names like that are still out there. So let's talk about those two guys first. We believe both of them are going to be signed. They're going to be playing in the NFL this year. All right. So of those two guys, who would you rather have on your roster?
No doubt, Randy Moss.
Randy Moss.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
No question at all.
No question about it.
Even the fact that he got cut off of 3 teams last year, released from 3 teams, and they say Plaxico looks like a stud.
Sure.
Like, he looks in such good shape and so ready to go out there when he spent the last 2 years kind of repairing his body and being ready to take some hits.
Listen, there's not much difference about Randy Moss this year than there was about Randy Moss when he left the Oakland Raiders. Pretty much the same thing. Everybody said he was washed up. He was done. He keeps himself in good shape. If he goes to the right team, which I think he's going to go, Jets, Jets, I think that he is going to be a stud again in the NFL.
All right,
if he's got to go to a bum team like the Titans and settle for a contract, then of course he's not going to make an impact.
You know, you'd like to see him on the Eagles, you said. Huh?
Love it. I'd love to see Randy Moss in the Eagles.
You would take Randy Moss over See, I think Plax is a better fit for the Eagles than Randy Moss.
No way.
But. All right, so you're talking about the Jets a little bit. What about the guy who looks like he's going to be leaving there in Braylon Edwards? Getting no love from New York, as he said on Twitter.
I don't know. Braylon Edwards is a name, to be honest with you. Braylon Edwards, once he got out of Michigan, hasn't really done
You
much.
Can't say that. There was that one season in Cleveland, Jim, that he put up 1,300 yards.
He did okay. But, I mean, he just has never lived up to the hype. He had a couple games. I mean, he had a couple games with the Jets. He's had a couple games with the Browns here and there. But he's just not the guy that you can have as your number one wide receiver where – you know, he's a good compliment. If you need a guy, you know, you're looking at somebody who might be a 2-3 game changer. Yeah, he's good.
What about another number one who I always question, and that's Mike Sims Walker?
Anybody with 3 names, I gotta wonder about. You know?
Just like can't trust a guy with 2 first names.
Hyphenated. If you're a dude, that's
nah. Come on, dude. That's giving some respect to your family.
Whatever.
I don't have a problem with that.
I listen. He's an up and coming guy. He's somebody you can take a chance on. You can never be really sure about him because that's what your scouting's for. That's what your tapes are for. He could be. I don't have enough knowledge of him to say he's going to be a stud or he's going to be a bust. I wouldn't take with the guys that are available out there. I would put a couple guys ahead of him.
All right. So what about Malcolm Floyd?
Big
dude.
Love Malcolm Floyd. Love Malcolm Floyd. I think he's the kind of guy who San Diego has already taken the grooming out of the situation. He's the guy where he's already made his bones somewhere else. He's going to go somewhere and flourish in the right spot. Especially
where that spot's going to be.
It's going to be Arizona, I think. That's
Baltimore.
Defensive
coordinator in Baltimore was the defensive coordinator when he was drafted.
Yeah.
He wanted to get him involved more in the offense.
Listen,
Did I say defensive coordinator?
Offensive coordinator.
I meant offensive coordinator.
We knew what you meant. At least you didn't call him Marcellus Wallace. But I think
Malcolm X.
I think that the Arizona Cardinals are going to be signing him. That's where I'd be predicting.
I think he would be a good fit there, but I think he's going to end up in Baltimore. I think he's the TJ Hushmanzada that they never got.
Yeah, they still have.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he's what
absolutely.
They wanted out of him.
Sure.
All right, last person, James Jones. First of all, do you think he's going to be a Packer?
I think the Packers are going to re-sign him. I don't think they let him go. He just won the Super Bowl. Unless somebody really believes that he can be the guy and kills him with money, I don't think he's going to go somewhere else to be a number 3 wide receiver.
See, I think he's going to end up on Arizona.
He could. If somebody
I think the Packers
him,
like Jordy Nelson.
Yeah.
I think Jordy Nelson's a great 3rd or 4th. I question him as a number 2, but
Donald Driver's going to be the number 2.
Nah, Donald Driver is going to end up retiring.
No, Driver's playing. No way.
Driver's old. This is Driver's year that he hits the wall early.
No way. You see him running over them guys last year?
I saw that.
It wasn't like he just hobbled through the year last year. He was still dominating. And he's one of those guys like not the quality of a T.O. or a Jerry Rice, but he keeps in shape and he does the off-season regimen just like them.
He's Derek Mason. He is a Derek Mason type that every year you question him and every year he seems to get through it.
Derek Mason. They cut Derek Mason, so he's going to be available too.
Derek Mason's got to be on a roster.
Somewhere.
Got to be somewhere. He can help a team in the locker room and he can help a team on the field.
St. Louis.
St. Louis would be a perfect fit for Mason. I agree. All right, that's what we think about the wide receivers available in 2011 free agency as of the end of July. Tell us what you think, Jim, at SuicideFantasySports.com, Facebook, Suicide Fantasy Football, SFFcom on Twitter, and then Fantasy Football Overload. Call in, give us your opinion, 7:30 to 8:30 Wednesday nights, Blog Talk Radio.
Butts and butts.